This museum is not just a museum, this is an educational center, because in this museum we're presenting 2 millennia presence of the Jews in Macedonia, but also we educate on the horrific events that took place during the Second World War and the destruction of the Jewish community during that period of time.
The whole idea in the beginning, and this is a theme that carries through, is this rebuilding of identity, the attempt to sensitize the visitor to understand that these were the victims, but before these people were victims, they were human beings. They were just like you and I.
The roots of Macedonian Jewry are ancient. The oldest synagogue outside the land of Israel is found in Skopje. It meant that the Jewish community has been there since before the Common Era. The history of Macedonian Jewry also encompasses the incredible period of time of the Jewish Renaissance in Spain, and it also deals with the incredible period of Ladino culture. We will then deal with the unique period of the Holocaust. The tobacco factory in Monopole was, in essence, a ghetto that existed for some 3 weeks.
The challenge of creating the exhibit for Monopole was profound. We created this sculpture of this tornado of suitcases from above. And as you look up and you see these things, we begin to understand what the people themselves were thinking. And that's why this space becomes so incredibly powerful. And of the most dramatic elements is the train car that is completely similar to the type of train cars that took the Jews from Monopole to Treblinka. We created a model so that people could understand how in such a tiny space, almost 1 million people can be murdered and destroyed. One of the culminations of the Treblinka experience happens actually just outside of the gallery when people look up and they see the jaws of a giant shovel from a bulldozer. And then there's a picture that shows how this item was used in the Treblinka death camp. We got 6 local artists and created a story of the partisan uprising in Macedonia and put together this mural, which is quite astounding on many levels. And once again, we come back to our theme of picture frames, but they're all empty. And the pictures that we've seen in the commemoration area, they're now all blurred because those people don't exist anymore.
This museum wants to remind that our multi-religious and multicultural and multi-ethnic society needs to build bridges instead of walls between the community.
When I came into this museum, I thought I was only going to learn about the Holocaust, but I actually learned a lot about the Jewish community as a whole. It was a really enlightening experience, and I was deeply touched by all the things that they've gone through, all the discrimination that has been placed upon them.
This museum will be a fitting tribute to those who were murdered. It will be an appropriate remembrance for the Jewish life that thrived in Macedonia but is no longer. And it is a remembrance of the past that seeks to transform the future, to teach responsibility and respect, and to enhance human dignity and human decency.